I'm just standing by one of the beautiful character trees in this forest, and what's really special about this forest from my perspective is that it's a small pocket with many different varieties of forest habitat within, and there's a great mixture of species in here, great habitat for animals and birds and owls, and all of this is really 5 minutes away from one of the biggest tourist attractions of the lower mainland in Fort Langley. Most people have no idea that this jewel of forest that the Langley owns right now, that the public own, is in a state where it can be sold and cut down. And it's a beautiful forest that rarely exists in all of the lower mainland. What's here was what was carpeted the whole valley bottom as we're close to the Fraser River. And this is one of the last remnants of what the forests were like when the first pioneers came in here to this area and had to carve a way to make themselves a home site and a place to farm, which is what everything is in the neighborhood now. It's active farms, but this is one of the last pieces of old forest that used to be everywhere here. So today we've got a more typical West Coast weather day where we've got rain. This is a rain forest and is grown like this because of the vast amounts of rainfall we have here throughout the year. What this forest does, especially in the immediate area, is it filters the water through the water table so that we have clean water. Most people in this area rely on groundwater for their drinking water. There's wells here for everyone. There's no city water services for many miles. But this forest acts as a filter for the water. It filters the air that we rely on to breathe. And the magic of just this water is coming down and being cleaned and gradually cleaned out through the soil and gravel within, below, and the water that we rely on to drink and use for farming is dependent on a cleaning source that this forest provides. It's an important environmental thing. There was an Environmentally Sensitive Areas report done 20 years ago that recommended that this forest be left intact and not be logged and not have anything developed on here for the very purpose of cleaning the water, cleaning the air, and holding an environment for the many species that live here that is rapidly eroding. Nearby we also have salmon spawning streams and tributaries, and this is at the top end of some of the small creeks that flow into larger and into the Fraser River less than a mile away from here. The forest is dependent on fish returning, and hence that's why trees have grown so large in British Columbia. The fish in return depend on clean water in this home streams and canopy to keep it cool throughout the year. So the system between salmon and the forest is an integrated system that there's so few forests left in the lower mainland. Yet the streams are still here, and we do still have salmon in the streams. When I first moved to my farm about 40 years ago, there was a lot of coho, particularly in the month of November. That's diminished greatly as the forests nearby have been cut down, and we need these last forests to enhance the water so that we'll build the salmon stocks up again.
Beautiful.
That's a beautiful song. If that doesn't tear out the heartstrings, nothing will.